Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, My Holistic Life. I know it's been a minute. I've been on a social media hiatus. I had to take a break for my emotional, mental, and spiritual health. But I'm back now and I am in such a vibrant mood. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start back with my content where I left off. I had so much planned for my channel before I took my hiatus, but I had to follow the call of Spirit. Spirit said it was time to retreat, go within. There's things I needed to heal a little bit more with before really diving deep into this social media world. And so I did just that. And I feel so much better coming back now. I feel much more confident. I feel much more motivated and enthusiastic about creating my channel and coming from a space of authenticity, which is what I've always brought to the table. But sometimes you can get into that loop of comparison and looking at other people's success, and it can really start to weigh on you emotionally. And so when things like that start to take place, yeah, it's time for me to go within and retreat and find out where that's coming from. So yeah, I'm back and I'm ready to give you guys all of me, all of my holistic tips on how I live a holistic life and how it just continues to get so much better and better every day. I am still on my plant-based path, and I've done a few changes since the last video I made on how I do things. Now that I'm a middle-aged woman, I start to focus more on eating for my hormones. So videos are coming because I know there's a lot of women struggling with hormone imbalance and perimenopause and all of the things that we suffer with as a woman, and we do not have to suffer, you guys. I've been working on it for 4 months, testing it on myself, figuring it out, and we do not have to suffer with half of the things that we suffer with if we learn how to utilize food. So yes, plant-based lifestyle is still going, and I feel more vibrant and better than ever. So today's video is really, I didn't have a topic. I just was ready to go, and I wanted to get up here and let you guys know that I was back and that, you know, I missed you guys. I've been watching my channel and my channel has grown even though I've been gone. I looked at my channel recently and I was blown away that you guys are still here. You're still supporting me. I even read some comments about, hey girl, I hope everything is okay. Miss you, can't wait for, you know, more content. And that just really warmed my heart. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for continuing to support me and really believe in what it is that I have to say, because the way I live is a very, very sacred practice for me. It's not just for clout, it's not for show, it's not for, you know, attention, any of that. This is really how I live, and it really helps me. It really keeps me balanced and in harmony with life. So I'm so happy that you guys are continuing to, you know, be enthused and enthralled with my content. But today's video is going to be pretty much about your health being your wealth. And I don't think we talk about the importance of building a wealth reservoir when it comes to our health. I know we focus on, you know, financial wealth, and we probably focus on, you know, making sure that we eat healthy and exercise. But there's so many in between components that we just allow to go to the wayside. And a lot of us are struggling and we can't figure out why I feel this way. Why am I not feeling, you know, my best? Why am, you know, my health declining so rapidly? Like, I'm doing what they tell me to do. I'm eating the standard American diet. You know, I'm going to the gym and I'm working out on the elliptical, and, you know, I'm giving back to society. You know, I go to church. All these things that society tells us to do, we do, and it doesn't seem to make our lives any better. And I'm telling you, I went against the grain. I don't do what society says do. In fact, if society says it, I'll run. That's me, and that's my practices. I'm not telling anybody by any means to change your ways of practices. I'm going to share with you what I do and how it makes me a better person, how it makes me feel complete and whole, and how it keeps my life in balance and feeling harmonious with everything around me. And if there are some tips and some tricks that I offer and you feel like you want to incorporate them into your lifestyle, by all means, use them, and please let me know that you did use them and let me know how it turns out. So we're going to get into the second way that I take care of myself. We've already covered my plant-based lifestyle. If you follow my channel, you know that that's a big deal for me, that I've been on this journey for now 8 years, and it has just changed my life in so many ways. But the other way that I take care of my health is my emotional body. My emotional body is being very aware of when it's time for me to step back. It's time for me to take more time for myself. It's time for me to heal some issues, heal some areas of my life that may be showing up in other ways that I'm projecting, and it may be projecting back to me through experiences. Sorry, I got a tickle. And maybe projecting back to me through experiences that I'm having. And it's just important for me to be emotionally aware, because without that awareness that, hey, I need to take a step back, you can get so depleted. And it's not good for your overall health, for the health of your organs, for the health of your mental body. Whenever you are not emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent, there is so many people that are walking around who are not emotionally intelligent, and it's because that is something that society does not recognize as something that even needs to be paid attention to. You just think that it's just a way of life, and this is the way I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to operate. And I beg to differ. I say that whenever you are starting to feel emotionally depleted, it's time for you to start giving yourself some time, some one-on-one time, going in, finding a practice that is going to help center you. I like to meditate. I like to get still. I like to get quiet. And I really like to figure out what is it that I need. And in that stillness, I always get my answers. I always get what I need out of retreating, going into hermit mode, and just being with my own energy. I always receive what it is that I need from my higher self. And once I am given the instructions and I implement them, I put them to action, I come out feeling more refreshed and better than ever. So if you struggle emotionally, that is one tip I would give you, is to retreat, seclude yourself, go within and figure out what it is that you need. You have all the answers already within yourself to take care of yourself. You are your own healer. And if you just give yourself that permission, you would be surprised at how much will come through and how much information you would get on what to do for your own health. I feel like, especially for men, and I really, empathize for men, because they are taught to be protectors and providers, and to internalize their emotions, don't show emotion. And I want to change that rhetoric. I really want men to be able to come and say, hey, I really feel burdened. I really feel like, I need some nurturing. I really feel like I'm carrying too much of our family's issues, and it's just really weighing down on me. And us being able to honor that and know that men are human too, that they need, nurturing, and they need healing just as well as we do. They are human beings. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it is important for me to make sure that I'm in a good place, because I have a husband and he may need to retreat and, nurture himself, or he may need me to nurture him. And if I'm not there, then how can I pour into someone else's cup? How can I help my children if I'm not emotionally well. And I know a lot of us are mothers and we're wives. And so for me, it's very important that we keep ourselves emotionally, our cups filled emotionally, so that we can help to pour into our families if they need us to. And I understand it's like, who's gonna pour into me? And that's why I say a lot of times I have to pull back and let my family know, hey, I gotta pour into myself. I've given up a long time ago requesting and requiring others to pour into me, because when you are a healer, when you are a nurturer, everybody looks at you as having it together, and it's not always the case. So I make sure that I pour into me, so that when my family needs me, I'm able to pour into them, and I'm able to let them know, because I'm very emotional aware and I have emotional intelligence, that hey, I'm not good today. In fact, I need a weekend. I call in and I let my job know I'm taking some time off. And when I'm filled myself, my tank up, I go back out. And so I really feel like that is a very important component to our health that is overlooked. And I am here to shine light on making sure that you are taking care of yourself emotionally. Everybody, let's teach our kids from little wee babies that it is a need to take care of your emotional self. The next body that I think goes unlooked is the mental body. The mental body is such a heavy topic because everybody suffers with mental anguish, and we attack ourselves mentally so much. We go through so many fears and anxieties that it really just takes over our lives. And sometimes it feels like it's no way out because there's so much going on in there. And our thoughts are very important in the way our lives are created and how our lives look on the outside, because our thoughts create. Those of you who don't think that, really start paying attention to when you're in a negative space and how much negativity just starts surrounding you, and how many things that you may start going through negatively just by paying attention to what your thoughts are in that moment. And I guarantee you, you will start to put the puzzle pieces together that your thoughts are attracting this energy to you. I've had to really work on this component in my life, like profusely. I've had to invest money in it. I've had to invest a lot of time, because we're not taught that our thoughts create. We are not taught that we should be in control, not our thoughts. And it was a very hard habit for me to break, to letting my thoughts lead and me just follow along like a little, puppy. I had to really let myself know that, listen, or my thoughts know, I'm in control. I'm not getting ready to subscribe to this fear. I'm not getting ready to subscribe to this negative talk. This is not what we're getting ready to do. First thing in the morning, you start thinking about what happened yesterday that did not, make you feel so good. We're getting ready to wake up, and we're going to have some gratitude about opening our eyes today. We're going to be thankful that this day is allowing us to get up and really move our limbs, that all our faculties are working. I really have to go in a space of gratitude, and I have to take control of my thoughts, because if I let my thoughts run wild, I would not be here talking to you today, because my thoughts kept me off of YouTube for years because I was fearful. I was fearful of what people would think. What people say about how I speak, or am I aesthetically pleasing enough? It was so many things that kept me from making my YouTube channel, until one day I realized that my mental work had been helping, because I was able to look past the fear and just say, listen, I want to do this. I'm doing this, and I'm not going to allow you negative thoughts to continue to dictate my life and how I move. And I put them in check. And ever since, I've really had to work with it, and I've had to work at it, but it has allowed me to open doors and walk through without a fear of being judged. And I do know that people seriously suffer with mental issues, and I'm not by any means telling you that this is the way to remedy it. If you are suffering, continue your your treatments, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Continue your treatments, continue your therapies, and just maybe add this modality to what you already are doing, because it cannot hurt, it can only help. I promise you it's going to change your perception on your thoughts when you start to pay attention to what thoughts are really coming up, and you notice that negative thoughts are just kind of just in there and just doing their own thing. You are really going to start feeling a whole lot better when you get a control on your thoughts. So this is just a tip for those who are willing to start taking control of your mental health. Okay, so the next one is going to be the spiritual. The spiritual body is a very important modality for me. I would not be where I'm at today if it wasn't for my spiritual practices. My spiritual practices have brought me to a place that I don't even recognize my own self sometimes. And it just keeps going and going and going. Every time I think I've evolved and I've made it, it's like, no, you got more work to do. And it's just like, oh my God, this how much more, how much grander can this get? And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more interesting and more filling and more joyful as I go and as I grow. But my spiritual practices are something that I have to do daily, to keep me healthy, to keep me balanced and in tune. It really, really, really is something I cannot go without. And a part of my spiritual practice, which a lot of you, if you've been following my channel, you see some of the things that I do. I don't really advertise it because it's very sacred for me. And a lot of people may, have opinions about it. And my spiritual practices are not up for debate. They are my practices, and it's what keeps me grounded and helps me through life. And I'm not going to debate anybody about my connection with the Most High and how I connect. But my spiritual practices are vast. It just depends on what I need. It could be singing bowls, it can be tuning forks, it could be yoga, it could be meditation, it could be cleansing myself with frankincense and myrrh or sage or Paleo Santos. It could be taking a walk and really just being still and being in my own energy. It could be Reiki healing. There's so many modalities that I use, and without these modalities, without this spiritual practice, my life would definitely not be as positive, as peaceful, as joyful as it is. I owe a lot of where I'm at today by allowing this to be, this spiritual awakening to come to fruition and not fighting and resisting it. So my spiritual practices are a big part of my health. It keeps me grounded. And it really keeps me, from going off on people. It has changed me in a way that I don't know if there's no amount of money that could repay Spirit for giving me this gift of awakening. There's no amount of money. But yes, so if you are looking for ways to help serve the spiritual body on a holistic level, I would recommend, meditation. Starting out with meditation. It could be something as simple as just getting still for 5 minutes and just allowing yourself to be still and breathe. Breath work is so important as well. That's another part of my spiritual practices. When I'm in a state of anxiety or feeling very, very high anxious, or my vibration is just like out of whack, I get quiet, I close my eyes, and I start breathing. And I let it go all the way back to my back, and then I let it all out. And I promise you, by the time you listen to yourself intuitively on how many breaths to do, by the time you are done with your breath work, you feel so much better. So much better. Just connect with yourself. You have all the answers. Remember, you are your healer. You are your own healer. Everything that you need, you possess within inside of you. It's all about going within you and pulling out what it is that you need, because what you need may not be what someone else needs. I share because I'm on my own path and my own journey, but I understand that this is a very beautiful path to be on. It's a very beautiful journey to be on, and it will level your health up tremendously just by simple practices that don't even cost you any money. So, if you're interested in improving your spiritual health, those are some things that I do to improve mine and keep me grounded. The last body that which is not really a body, I don't think. No. So the last thing that I make sure that I attend to, which is something most recently within the last year that I really had to get myself, kind of pull myself by the collar and say, come here, girl, you got to get this in order, because it's not aligning with the life that you desire. And it was causing some stress in my life, and that's not what I stand for. I'm not a person who likes stress, who likes drama, who likes chaos. I like a very, nice feng shui energy around me. And so this piece right here was messing up my feng shui. It was really causing me some disturbance. So the last thing that I would say needs to be tended to is your finances. And I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, because finance can be a very, very touchy subject for people when you start talking about money. It was for me. I know for a long time I didn't even want to pull my debt up. I didn't want to know what I had. I just wanted to just stay away from it, because no one teaches us about financial literacy. And when you don't know about something, and it seems like that's how everything runs, and people tell you that money is the root of all evil, and money's this and money that, and then when you have this stigma around money that only certain people deserve to have money, it's just a whole lot that comes with why people struggle with finances. And that is currently where I'm at in my life, and my healing journey is healing those beliefs that were instilled in me around money, and really understanding that money is a tool, and money should not work me, that money should work for me. And I've been learning so much about money and how I should really be utilizing my money to make my money work for me. And I've been putting that into practice, and the changes that I have seen with my money has been out of this world. It's been crazy. Now I lay down in my bed at night, and money's not the first thing I wake up thinking about. It's not the last thing I think about. I rarely think about it. I'm so addicted to saving my money so that I can invest my money in places that's going to make me more money, that I don't think about not having from paycheck to paycheck. I don't think about bills anymore. I don't think about debt anymore, because those are things that I've got a handle on. And I think that we got to learn the banking system and how the banking system works, and how the banking system is not always for us. It doesn't, in fact, I've learned that it wasn't for me. They're making money off of my money, and my money is not making any money for me. In fact, the little dividends that I do get at the end of the month are pennies versus what I could be making off if I put my money in a high yield savings account or a CD or stocks. It's a lot that is encompassing the financial world, and I'm learning, so I'm not going to go into that. But I did want to shine light on that. I know is a stressor for a lot of people, which can cause a lot of disruptions within the body, because you're stressing over finances. And I do believe if we would just get our finances in order, talk with a financial advisor, I have one, and we really start studying finances and kind of welcoming the energy of finances into our lives instead of pushing it away and being very afraid of it like I was, I guarantee you things will start to change and shift for you. One thing I will recommend that you do is read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It changed my life. This book is on YouTube. You don't even have to buy the book. You can listen to it on audiobook. Read it or listen to the audiobook. It will change your life. He talks about a lot about how your money should be working for you instead of you working for money. And just let yourself go down the rabbit hole of learning about finances so that that can be one less thing that you worry about in your life. All right, guys, I've talked and I've talked and I've talked. I feel like I've covered everything that I wanted to cover today. I wasn't sure what this video was gonna how it was gonna turn out. I just knew that it's been on my heart, and it's been a thing in me over the last week or so to get this message out to you guys. I don't know who needs to hear it. I hope that it resonates with someone. Please let me know in the comments what you guys do to take care of your spiritual, emotional, physical, mental and financial health. Please share with me some ways that you do things and maybe I would benefit from doing from your way. That's what we're here for. We're a community. We're here to share and to listen to each other's perspective. And yeah, there might have been one component that I missed. I don't know if I went over the mental. I think I did. Oh, I think I did. I hope I did not miss the mental component. It just flashed through my mind. If I did, I will come back with a video on the mental component, but so much going on that I wanted to get out that I just can't remember, and I hate that. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys. It's been so good to be back on the platform, to be sharing this knowledge with you guys. I'm looking forward to making many more videos. I have so much in store. And I've got so much going on in my life right now. I'll be sharing you guys this journey as me and my family start to enter into a different chapter of our lives. And yeah, it's exciting. It's kind of, I don't want to say the word, but it's kind of, you know, that S word, you know, ooh, it's kind of that. But we're doing it. We're walking in faith, and I have no doubt that we'll come out on the other side perfectly fine. Just you know, walk by faith and not by sight, and understand that everything that we desire and deserve is waiting for us on the other side. So yeah, I'll be sharing that with you guys, that journey as we take this journey. All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. Thank you if you are returning to my channel. I really appreciate your support. Until the next time, peace.